Hey Terry, how are you today, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing really well. So
It's
how are you?
I'm doing great. I got my green on for
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all those who celebrate with what is it, Jameson and Guinness.
Yeah.
And so I got the green on. Hopefully, we can get the luck of the Irish. But what I don't understand, Terry, is I've known a bunch of Irish people in my life. I haven't noticed them to be any more lucky than anybody else. Is that is it truly lucky to be Irish?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm a quarter Irish and I don't get that much luck. So,
Well, maybe you get a quarter more luck than you should be getting.
hey, you might be right about that.
I don't know. Did you get a chance last night to catch the horse center show?
I did. Yeah, it was a good one as usual. It's always good. So I really enjoy them. I look forward to them.
Yeah, we had on jockey Devin Mayon. Hopefully, I got that right this time around. And then,
Yep.
of course, we had a surprise guest, CC Perkinson.
Yeah, that was really cool. So
She popped in. There she is, CC, making me a little bit uncomfortable talking about the red pants and how every time she wears the red pants, she can't help but think of me, which, that was a little bit spicy conversation, huh, Terry?
yeah, my wife said sounds like flirting to her.
Yes. Well, I don't flirt, Terry.
I know you don't.
No,
I
not
told
I.
my wife that.
But next time on Monday, I have to wear the red pants around the neck because
I know. I heard.
they certainly won't fit. But if you want a hat signed by CC, which it's a nice looking hat for the Perkinson Racing Stables, there you can see
Yeah,
CC's
I like
signature.
it.
So all you got to do to be eligible to win that hat, and it's a nice looking hat. I would go over to our Facebook page, which is you can see scrolling on the bottom at Horse Race Today. That's Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to make Sean also do it on Twitter. But if you're a subscriber to the YouTube channel, and most of you who are watching are, there's more than almost 1,100 of you. Make sure you head on over there to YouTube, make a screenshot that you're a subscriber, send that over to our Sean at Horse Race Today, both on Twitter or Facebook. You can even probably post it on Instagram, and Sean will pull a lucky name out of a hat and send you the CC Perkinson Racing Stables signed hat. Where else do you get great picks, great gear, and great fun, Terry?
Nowhere else. This is the place to be.
Hey, Charles, how you doing this morning?
Hi, Charles.
Thanks for joining us again. So, Terry, today, in the spirit of trying to keep up with Jared Bush, he had mentioned that he's on fire and fuego at the fairgrounds. So we'll do fairgrounds today, and we'll have Jared's picks as well. I'm sure he'll be joining us. So let's get cracking on race number 1. I have to make sure I put everything in the right place before I get going here, Terry, because sometimes I don't do that in my rush to get ready. But today I wasn't as rushed as I was telling you before the show started. So race number 1, Terry, is, but I did not press the right button here. Race number 1 is 1 mile. It's a claiming 5,000 non-winners of 3 lifetime, Terry. And like we like to do here, we put out there what we call the profile of a winner. And the profile of a winner at 1 mile on the main track at the fairgrounds sounds a little like this. 51 races, 31 of which were won by horses that are speed horses. So first call, first, second, or third. 20 of the 51 went wire to wire. So a little bit quick math says that's pretty close to 40%. Big number. There is a strong inside 3 bias. And if you catch a 4 or above, it doesn't matter if you go all the way to 100. They win at similar rates. All right, Terry, let's start this Thursday off with best bet from Rich. Musada has an enormous early pace advantage. And when you look at this crew here, Terry, there's only one true front runner in here. You got a couple of pressers, but as many as 6 of them have only found the winner's circle from coming off the pace. I think speed will hold up. As I mentioned, Musada has an enormous early pace advantage. If you can run that first half mile in around 48 seconds, if it's over 48 seconds, they're probably not going to catch him. And Musada goes wire to wire to start the card. You think Sir Pokerface is going to get him?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Masada did win his last race pretty easily at a mile, but I think Sir Pokerface, who ran second versus similar last race, and has a jockey who in the last 7 days has won a blistering 11 out of 25, finishing in the money 16 times. I think he's going to catch number 5, Musada. Although Masada did win its last race at the fairgrounds and got the highest last race speed rating, and he has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and of course he has the best dirt speed among today's starters, which means he marks a lot of the boxes off. So I can understand why he's your top pick. Number 7, High Ridge, my third pick, off for over a month and returned and showed some early speed before fading a little at the end. So I think he needed a race and will probably do better this race. He drops in class today and has a good 4 furlong workout, 48.2 breezing. It was the 6th best out of 39. And then I like number 1, Tin Delay. He comes back to Gulfstream where he finished in the money 50% of the time, and he likes this distance. And he's finished 7 out of 11 races in the money, winning 2 of those.
All right, Terry. For me, I already mentioned that the 5 horse is my best bet to start today. I like Sir Poker Face as my second selection here. You got that jockey change, as you mentioned, to James Graham, who has just been lighting up the tote board. Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, winner. Enough money for a steak dinner, Terry. He's on your budget.
Dinner. Yeah. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
He's not on my budget. He's on your budget.
Oh, okay.
Harbor Knights did tie the 4 horse for the top last race speed figure. The horse is making its second start out of the barn. So the resume says that the horse should be a little bit better in its second start off a layoff than it was the first start. And trainer Ron Fauché, I hope I got the Cajun pronunciation correct, wins at 24% when he goes from a sprint to a route. That's a nice number. Number 1, Tin Delay, first off the claim, switch to jockey Gerard Melancon, who has won 5 of the 9 races with trainer Keith Charles. So that wraps up my first pick, my first race pick. So let's talk real quick about our friend Jared, who put in he sent me his picks today. He says in race number 1, Jared likes the 7, the 5, the 1, and the 4. Doesn't like the 3 horse in there, Terry.
Oh boy.
So I wonder, I haven't seen him in the commentary today. So maybe he will tell us why a little bit later on.
Okay.
I'm going to put his picks in here too. So hold on one second so I can pull them up from race to race.
All right.
So here we go. There you can see Jared's picks. Race number 1, 7, 5, 1, and 4.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Now we're going to move on. Yeah, now he's putting them out there, Terry, right? So it's easy.
That's right.
You know, one of the things that you and I do is we're out there. We're in the universe now. We put our picks out there. There's no backtracking, my friend.
Nope. There
is a history, right? Unquestionably a history.
Yeah.
Race 2, they move up about 70 yards or add about 70 yards. They're going to go 1 mile and 70 yards in a maiden claiming $12,500 race for a purse of $17,000. Adding that 70 yards doesn't do a whole lot in terms of what the pace looks like. 36 of 55 races were won by speed, 14 of which went wire to wire. The only difference is that inside 3 bias goes away and all of the post positions play fairly fair. Once again, Terry, you and I agree on our top pick. Well, not once again, but today in this race we do. Vicious Velma takes your top spot.
That's right. And I like her because she ran second versus similar in her last race, and she got the highest last race speed rating doing that. Trainer wins 23% of the time when he brings the beaten favorite back to race. And her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 5, Vels and Vows. Finished third versus similar in her last race, and she has the highest last speed rating. She's actually tied with Vicious Velma. And then I like as my third pick, Tethered, number 3, dropped in class last race, but did not have a good race as she bobbled and came 3 wide into the stretch and was bumped at the 16th pole. So I think she'll make amends in this race, even though she's running for the same class. Number 8, La Danta, ran third in two of her last 3 races, in a sprint, and now goes to a mile. I think that'll help her case.
So we picked the same 4 horses in the same order. Looking at this pace setup here, Terry, most of these horses in this crew are nowhere near the front at any point in the race, including at the finish line, right?
Yep.
This one, however, has it where the morning line favorite is the lone speed horse in this race, the one horse, Vicious Velma. I think it was like 9-5 morning line, something like that. I don't suspect this horse is going to, every handicapper is going to look and go, oh, lone speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I don't want to put that one there, really, Vicious Velma should have the pace her way from beginning to end. Veils and Vows tied for the top last race speed figure, despite some in-race problems. Fractions were deceptively better in the last start than they were in the previous. So what you saw here was that the fractions were same or maybe faster at 1 mile and 70 yards than they were at 6 furlongs in the previous race. So you're going longer, but you're running the same fractions. That actually means you're running faster. I know it doesn't sound right, and you wouldn't get that right on a math test, but in horse racing, that's real.
That's right.
Number 3, Tethered, is a lightly raced horse in the field with strongest 2 furlong and 4 furlong pace numbers in the last race, and had some decent workout in between. So horse showed some improvement, getting a maintenance workout, maybe enough to get it into the winner's circle. And then number 8, La Danta. I expect La Danta to be either the pilot, maybe, I doubtful, or the co-pilot, which I think is really where it's likely to be out of the gate. And it's going to try a route for the first time. So that's one of the reasons why I think you'll see it forwardly placed. Horses that go from sprint to route many times in that first route get out of the gates a lot faster than they do when they're running in a sprint. Maybe if the pace is right, one of these things, again, where you go over 48 seconds and you're on the lead, maybe La Denta can pull off the upset. Our friend, Jared, in race number 2, likes the 1, the 3, the 5. So he agrees with you and I on the first 3 picks. Just likes the 6 and that the 5, the 6 in the that we don't have.
That's right.
1 wins race 1 at Fairgrounds on a rail trip all the way around the track. Well, I hope not, because I have the 5 horse as my best bet. You can finish second, Charles. That would be awesome. I'll take that.
Yep.
All right. So race number 3, Terry. Let's move off to race number 3 is my Box It Up. It's a 6 furlongs, maiden claiming $30,000. I feel like this race is pretty much wide open. One of the competitors, the contenders, the 1A horse, Jones Way, scratched. So that pulled in the 3 horse for me in the back end of this. We'll get to your Box It Up a little bit later when it's your turn. I don't want to steal your thunder. But for me, race number 3, again, is race number 3 is 6 furlongs on the main track. They've run a whole lot of these, Terry. They've run 215 of them, 157 of which were won by speed. 86 of 215. That's a lot. Went wire to wire. You have a very strong rail, an inside 3 bias, and an inside out bias overall. So as I just mentioned, it's a distance and surface that requires a lot of early speed, and there ain't a whole lot of it in here. At best, 3 of the 8 horses in this field have tried to be close to the front at some point in their limited careers. So get to the front in this group, and you probably have a pretty good chance to find the winner's circle. The 2 horse, actually, because of the original entry, moves down to the rail. And now you have trainer Shane Wilson, who's taken his horse from maiden special weight to maiden claiming. When he does that, it's a 39% win rate. The first time his horse has hit the maiden claiming, he has a 42% win rate. You compare that to a 9% overall win rate. I would say that that's a lot of alpha created there by the trainer Shane Wilson. And the horse has a really strong workout since its last race. Number 5, Queen Cordelia, did flash some early pace in her last leg, leading for the first half a mile. And no other horse in this race has led from the quarter mile to the half mile marker. That's why I say a lot of these horses, you just don't know what you're going to get. Number 6, Diamond in Disguise, was well bet in its Delta Downs debut. Drops in class here. And when we had Ty Kennedy, who will be the fill-in for Sean when Sean goes on vacation at the end of June, Ty Kennedy says there ain't no speed like Delta Downs speed. So I think this horse is one that could be likely forwardly placed. And number 3, Sweet Truffles, is my 4th selection. Sweet Truffles is a first-time starter that does not have to beat a whole lot in here. As I mentioned, none of these typically are very close to the finish line at the end. She just needs to be 3rd or 4th for me to make this Box It Up look good. Whew. Yeah. All right, Terry, your turn to talk about race number 3.
All right. Well, I like to start with number 6, Diamond in the Skies. Diamond in the Skies. Anyway, she ran second versus similar in the only start she's had, and she drops in class today. The trainer wins 29% of the time when they're going from maiden to maiden claiming races. She was well bet in her debut, and the jockey in the last 7 days has been in the money 7 out of 12 times, winning 3 of those. Now, I liked the 1A better than the 1, but the 1A was scratched in that entry, and I just left the 1 in there because so many times I see when you have an entry like that, one of them is scratched by the trainer. He knows something maybe we don't know, and that other one seems to win. So I just basically left Trafalgar Shore in, who has a bullet workout of 35-2 breezing. And then I like, as my third pick, number 2, Dial It Up a Notch. The rail post is winning at 23% clip. She has the highest last race speed rating, drops in class. The trainer wins 38% of the time when going from maiden to maiden claiming. And her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. She has a really good workout on March 6th. So she has a lot of the boxes marked off. Number 4, Superfire. She has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to a high percentage winning jockey. So she's my 4th pick.
Charles says in race number, he likes the 6 horse in race number 2.
Yeah.
With the 1-6 exactly is his play there. So we just did race number 3. We're going to move off to race number 4. Is 1 mile and 70 yards. Again, this one's a claiming 55,000, Terry, as we mentioned. Kind of want to have speed, kind of want to be forwardly placed at 1 mile and 70 yards. And there really is no advantage to a post position.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that. If you look at what our picks are, we only have 2 that are the same. But anyway,
well, one of us, well, let's see that we both can't be right, but we both can be wrong.
That's correct.
Which is not a good thing. So there's 3 possibilities, and we can be wrong on all 3.
That's true. That's true. Well, in this race, I like as my top pick number 5, CS Goya. Try and go stream for the first time and return into a route. And his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 6 as my second pick, Jurisdiction. Finished 3rd in his last race and likes the distance, winning 5 out of 13 starts. Then I like number 3, Woman with a Book. That sounds like my wife. She has books all the time, reads constantly.
My daughter's the same way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyways, this horse ran with second in the last race, and the jockey in the last 7 days has won 3 out of 12 races. And then I like number 9, Red Drew. Switches to a high percentage winning trainer and has a good workout on March 3rd, 47-4 breezing. Oh, that was second best out of 53. That's pretty good, amazing.
So you shocked yourself a little bit with that one, huh?
That's it.
All right. Race number 4 is, like I said, 1 mile and 70 yards. This one, unlike some of the earlier races we talked about, could have some hot sauce on the front end with 3 on the lead types and another 3 that pressure the pace. I think that speed with late legs and somebody that's got a little bit of late octane is where I'm going to be looking for the win. Women with a Book has a strong 2 and 4 furlong improvement last time out. And I think this one will be moving really fast at the end with the top late pace numbers in there. Number 9, Redux. I forgot to write my notes for Redux Dairy. That's always positive. How the hell did I manage to do that?
I have no idea.
All right, so let me look at Redux real quick. This is a horse that's making its first start off the claim for trainer Matt Shire. Wins at 21%, slightly better than how he performs overall at 19%. Looking back at some of his previous first-time runs, I'm looking at the horse now, and I remember why what I liked about him. He did have some success coming off the bench, and as you mentioned, Terry has some really nice workouts getting prepared. Has some experience at fairgrounds with a win in a second in 5 races, and hit the board with a win, place, and show 3 out of 6 at the distance. My next selection is, I can't believe I forgot to write the notes down there. Number 2, Land of the Pharaohs. It's a horse making its 3rd start off the bench. Ran much better fractions through the first half mile last time out. Many times that's a sign of a horse, my opinion, that's getting into shape. Finally, number 7, Moment should be close to the lead. Third start off a layoff for this horse that did run the top last race speed figure and did so with the top pedigree for this crew. That takes us to race number 5, Terry, which has a couple of things here today that we can talk about. First, let's talk a little bit about your box it up yesterday, because today this is your box it up. I don't know if I'm jinxing you here or if I'm helping you here, but Terry did race number 4 as his box it up yesterday. I'm sorry, let me make this a little bigger, over at Gulfstream Park. And something Terry did do is he figured it out. His fourth pick was the 7 horse. Came home and paid a 31-1, $65.80 with the 5 horse and the 2 favorites coming in behind it. The 2 horse was his fourth pick. Too bad he couldn't beat out that 3 there. But
yeah,
the $1 exacta, because we do a $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. $1 exacta paid basically $155, and the 50-cent trifecta paid $195 essentially.
Yep.
That is a tough act to follow, Terry, today. But let's give it a crack in race number 5, which is also there is no race of death today because, that's good.
Yeah, there's 9 races. So we're fine.
So there's Terry's chance to go back-to-back big numbers on his box it up.
That's right. And I start out with number 2, Sum It Up. She finished third versus similar in her last race, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. This jockey, as I said previously, is really on fire. Won 11 out of 25. And then number 5, Mama's Sophia, beaten only 2 lengths in her last start. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and she has a highest last race speed rating, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. She's actually tied.
Mama, isn't that like a southern way to say grandmother?
I think it is, yes. Mm-hmm. I really do, although I'm not from the South, but I think I've heard that. So so it's probably grandmother Sophia.
I guess that's what I would think.
Yep. So then I like, because my third pick, number 6, Show Enough. Finished in the money in the last 3 races. Finished third versus similar in the last race. And then I like, as my fourth pick, number 8, Box of Pictures. The trainer wins 31% of the time when he brings a beaten favorite back to the races. And then she has the highest speed figure at today's distance. And the trainer in the last 14 days has finished in the money 10 out of 13 times, winning 5 of those.
Sounds good to me there, Terry. So let's talk about my picks. And for race number 5. Race number 5 is a 6 furlong affair. As I mentioned, that they've run a lot of them. 40% of them were won by horses that went wire to wire. You have a strong inside 3 bias. Number 2 horse is Sum It Up. That is the speed of the speed. Changes to jockey James Graham, who has been in fuego. The horse does own also the fastest quarter-mile fractions that any horse in this field has been able to produce. Number 8 is Box of Pictures, missed as the favorite in her last. Trainer Jose Camejo rebounds at 28 out of 90. That's 31%, well above his average winning rate. Number 5, Mama or Grandma Sophia switches to Brian Hernandez. Has 2 seconds in the 2 previous times Brian Hernandez was on the horse. Was another one that was the favorite last time out. Trainer Sturgis Dusing, I hope I got that right, won 5 out of the last 18 times he sent the horse out to the track after being defeated as the public's choice. And number 1, Misunderrated, Fairgrounds 7 times, been in the money 6 of them with a win, 3 seconds and 2/3. Loves the distance as well, going 9 times, coming home for first 3, second 4, third once. So that's quick math, 8 out of 9, and gets that rail, 23% winning rail. Those are a lot of high percentages, Terry, for sure.
It is, yes.
And that brings us to our hot dog pick 4s to end race number 5. Terry, let's talk about our hot dog pick 4s. I'm making a stand in race number 2, Terry, with that 1 horse. And then I'm going to go deep, 3, 3, 4 to come home. You decided to maybe try to back up the 1 horse with something a little bit else.
Yeah, I did that because, as you know, I don't like to just do one. And I did one yesterday, I think it was. And, of course, it didn't do very well. But I started with the 1-5 in the second race. And in the third race, I went with the 6-1-2. Fourth race, I used the 5-6-3. In the fifth race, I used the 2 and the 5.
a lot of times when I single a horse in these things, I tend to hit them.
Yeah, you do.
But they end up going off at like 1 to 5. And I don't know why that is, but in any case, and they're not 1 to 5 morning lines, but that's that 9 to 5 shot. That's the speed horse where there's not a whole lot of other speed to contend with. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that horse get off to a good lead. So let's take a look at Jared. He says, "Hi, afternoon, Rich. Thanks for the spreadsheet. Yeah, hope that I hope that you do pretty well with the college basketball stuff. Hope everybody does well with their college basketball stuff for sure. It all kicks off pretty soon. I got it. My son put together that big Excel sheet. Jared will tell you it was a monster, but hopefully he's got some winning picks in there too. Jared, we've been talking about your picks. Here we go. Race number 5 for Jared is the 2, 5, 8, and 7 for Jared, and you can see races 3 and 4 in there as well. That kind of forgot to do, Terry.
That's right.
Speaking of pick 4s, tonight we're going to have on a special guest again on our Players Edge podcast. We're going to have on former jockey, former trainer, current agent for Pablo Morales. That is Paula Bacon. She's going to come on. She does a lot of work down there at Tampa Bay Downs with Pablo. That's where her home is. And we're going to be doing the late pick 4 at Tampa Bay Downs with Paula. So it'll be a little bit different show. Usually we do 3 stakes races where we all pick our top 3 or 4 horses. This one, we're just going to be putting together a pick 4 ticket without any, well, there will be $100 restriction on the 50. Otherwise Terry would go all. And then on Monday come back and say, look, I won.
Yeah, I won $38,000.
So that's what we'll be doing tonight. That's at 9:30 Eastern, right here on Horse Racing Radar TV. So it's live. If you have any questions, just like Jared does, just like Charles does, just like anybody else does, please go ahead and give us your questions in the comments section on Facebook or on YouTube. Subscribe while you're here on YouTube. Again, send off a screenshot to Sean at Horse Race Today on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram that you are a subscriber on our YouTube channel, and you'll be eligible to win that CC Perkison signed hat. Mm-hmm. Let's move on to the second half of the card. Terry, what do you think about that?
I think we should do that.
All right. Race number 6, my friend. It is a 1 1/16 on the turf, maiden claiming $30,000. And I looked at the conditions today, and it looks like the track is firm on the turf and fast on the dirt.
That's right. And I start with the number 7 as my first pick. I got Wings, and I think she's going to have wings today. She finished in the money in the last 3 races and finished 3rd in her last race. And she earned the highest last race speed rating. Then number 2, Honorary Guest. She ran a good race first time out, competing on turf only, beating the length in her last start. And then the longer distance will help her, and she may improve with Lasix being added today. And then I like number 8, Turf Dancer. Drops in class today, and the trainer wins 29% of the time when going from a maiden to a maiden claiming race. The jockey in the last 7 days has won 3 out of 12 races. And I like number 1, Freeze the Day. The trainer wins 23% of the time when bringing a beaten favorite back to race.
Well, I'm going to go with in race number 6 to kick off the back half of in our prime rib pick 4s. I'm going to start with a horse, Terry, number 8, Turf Dancer. This one is a Tom Carley drop. So what we have here at 1 1/16, they've run 46 races on that turf, 28 of which were stalkers and closers. So it's the first time today that we see anything other than a speed bias. 8 of the 46 went wire to wire, and there's absolutely an outside bias with 4 through 7 outperforming 8+, but the 1, 2, and 3 have kind of struggled. So Turf Dancer is my top pick. Again, making that Tom Carley drop, maiden special weight to maiden claiming. That's a 29% angle for trainer Sam David relative to his overall win rate of 16%. This one won't be too far from the pace and has some of the best late pace numbers in the field. Number 2, Honorary Guest is my second selection. This one's a tough call for me because it's been off more than a year. So a lot of times these horses don't come back and perform. They need one to get back into the game, so to speak. But Does have 26 furlongs of workout since January the 27th. So no question that honorary guest will be firm, fit, and ready to run. And if you look at the horse's limited history, it was up front and does get first-time Lasix. And I don't suspect there'll be a lot of pressure. The fractions here probably won't be that fast. So get to the front and you'll have a chance. Number 6, Valiant Mini Star. Is my third selection. It's the first-time starter that really does not have a whole lot to beat in this place, Terry. And then number 7, I got Wings. We'll need some wings. The horse does typically come late at the end of the races, is making its first start off of a layoff. It's kind of got a spotty record off of that first start off a layoff, but once again, you really don't have a whole lot to beat in here. So maybe that late pace is enough to bring the I Got Wings home for a piece of the exotics. Race number 7, right, Terry? That's where we are now.
That's right. Race number 7, my best bet.
Terry's best bet in a 1 mile allowance. So this is the big race on the card today. $50,000, Terry. Why is number 6 your best bet?
Well, Perfect Cut ran second in the last race and has the highest last speed rater at today's distance. And this jockey, as I've said previously, is doing really well. 7 out of 12 in the money in the last 7 days and won 3 of those. And then I like number 3, Soul Coaxing. Won his last race at the fairgrounds, and the trainer wins 31% of the time in the third race off of a layoff. And then number 7, Invisible War, won last race at the fairgrounds, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. The trainer in the last 14 days has won 2 out of 4, and he has a good workout on March 8th. And then I like number 5, Oldler. He finished the distance, and he likes the distance, and the jockey is winning at the meet here at 20% clip.
So 1 mile on the main track. We talked a little bit earlier about this. 51 races, 31 won by speed, 20 of which go wire to wire. Without the calculator, that's close to 40%. You have the strong inside bias here. And then everything outside of the 3 plays pretty similar. There's not a lot of early pace in a race where early pace matters. I see only 1 true front runner, a couple that like to press, and 5 closers. I feel like the horses that are near the lead should be able to set the tempo from start to finish. Number 6, Perfect Cut. Terry, your best bet is making its third start off a layoff. And if you dig into those past performance numbers, you'll see that Perfect Cut ran much faster fractions last time out. Number 3, we have almost the same group here. Soul Coaxing. This horse is also making its third start off the break. Trainer Hugh Robertson wins at 31%, third off the bench versus 7% overall. So really, when you look at that number, it looks to me like Hugh likes to target the third race for his horses. Number 7 is Invisible War. This one is making the track jump from Gulfstream Park, Santa Anita, Del Mar. Has 2 really good workouts and a bullet at fairgrounds, so there's no question that he's going to like the track. 3 speed figure increases in a row going into the break. But despite coming off the maiden win last time out, Terry, he's actually dropping in purse. He ran for $60,000 last time. This time he's only running for $28,000, and that is the biggest drop in the field, unquestionably. Number 2 is American Smooth. Did win its last race, breaking its maiden in its second try. Showed some really nice late race improvement. Improved nicely in the early part of the race as well. Showed some nice upgrade in its buyer figure and speed figures. And trainer Eddie Kennelly does come out for that maiden win to come back out and win the next one at 17%. And this horse is no cheapie, brother. It costs $295,000. I know that's small change for you, Terry, but for the rest of us, that's an expensive horse.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I didn't. Because we're doing fairgrounds today. That's why I'm putting up the Jared. That's why I'm putting up your fairgrounds picks. I'll include your Gulfstream Park picks in the in our write up and stuff like that. So if you're interested in Jared's Gulfstream Park picks, when we put the write up on the horseracingtoday.net, then you'll find them over there. You know what else you'll find over there, Terry?
Yes, you'll find.
Well,
you'll find over there my best bet picks today. My best pick for the day at Oaklawn. So,
all right. So you're doing Oaklawn today. So let's go to your best bet, Terry. Here, let's pull it up. over at Oaklawn in case you're doing some Oaklawn work today. Terry, what do you like at Oaklawn, and why do you like
I
it?
Well, I like number 2 goalie. Won a
What
mile
race?
and
Just
well,
in
I'm
every
sorry, in the
race?
8th race.
You're going to be one of those guys that in the
That's right.
contest it's just two, 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 two.
Yeah, that's funny when they do that, isn't it? Sometimes it works out for them. But anyway, I like the 8th race at Oakland. I like number 2 goalie. Won a mile and a quarter race at Santa Anita, so I think the additional quarter mile is within his reach, and he's shown that he can compete on the dirt, so that's not a problem. As far as the pedigree, he is a half brother to the Grade 1 winner Midnight Storm. Then I like number 8 Wartime Hero. Finished second in his last 2 races in a row, and at a mile and 16th, and stretching out to a mile and a half could be just a ticket to reach the finish line first. Then I like number 3 Super Constitution. He can either run on top or come from off the pace, which is an angle I really like. He has increased his speed rating in 3 races in a row, but the only question I have is, can he go the mile and a half distance?
Yes, indeed. So, Terry, while you're over there checking out Terry's best bet, which is there every single day, no rain, nor sleet, no snow, no earthquake, California tsunami, all of the above, Terry's been able to get his best bet out there. So make sure you head over to horse racing today and do that. And then while you're there, click on this HRT gear, help support the show. You can be lucky number 5 on St. Pat's Day, just like me with that nice hat.
Yep.
It's a great looking hat with a great looking logo on the side. When you're out on the street, people will absolutely come up to you and ask you, what is all that about? So not only will it make you a better handicapper, Terry, it will make you a better looking person as well. And you can't go wrong with that combination, can you?
No, you can't. I'm waiting for my number 3 to come in. I bet I ordered the number 3, so that'll be here pretty soon.
So you'll be looking good in number 3, Terry. Be looking good in that royal blue. All right. So the next race on our docket is race number 8, right?
Yes, it is.
Race number 8 is 5.5 furlongs on the turf. This one's a maiden special weight, $46,000. It's a different first time we've seen that distance on the day on the grass. 37 races, 19 won by speed, Terry, 7 of which went wire to wire. The post positions from 1 through 7 play fairly, but if you wear the 8 or higher, you're going to get a penalty.
That's right. So I didn't go with the 8. I went number 7, Levy Proud. Finished 3rd versus similar in the last race, and the jockey in the last 7 days has been on fire, as I said prior. Number 2, Mahoney Road, has finished in 3rd versus Tougher on the dirt in the last race, switches to high percentage winning jockey. He has the highest last race speed rating, and the breeding suggests he'll like the grass. He drops in class today. The Dam has 1 winner and 3 from 3 starters and 1 turf winner, so that's pretty good. And then Lasix being added. Then I like number 4, Art Heist. Has a high percentage winning trainer, and the breeding suggests that he'll like grass. He has a nice 4 furlong workout on March 12th. Then at number 3, Tempo Madness. Drops in class, and Lasix is added today. The trainer in the last 14 days has won 2 out of 4 races.
So race number 8. So here's a race where speed is important, but most of the field likes to be closer to the back than the front. So there's only one natural speed type in here with ones on the past performances. You got a trio of them that will try to pressure that one lone speed horse. Number 2, Mahoney Road, should be one of the pressure types. Close to the front, catching that first time Lasix. So I like horses that'll be close to the front. Getting that Lasix is dropping from 120 grand. Maiden special weight last time out to 46 this time. Has some really robust works getting ready for this spot. Number 7, Levy Proud, should chase the leaders as well. This is horse could be on the lead, though, because it does have the fastest quarter mile fractions that any horse has run so far in their limited careers. Number 3, Tempo Madness, is one of those horses that should be mid-pack, but it has a huge late kick. Unfortunately for him, it's first time gelded. Ouch. First time Lasix, but also has the top pedigree. And this one's also making a significant drop. Last time out, ran for 100K, cutting that number in half to 46,000 today. And then finally, number 6, 21 and change, ran much faster early fractions last out, usually a sign of a horse that's rounding into form. And I expect this one to be at or near peak fitness in his 3rd start off the break. And that brings us to the nightcap. This one, Terry, It's going to be, of course, that hard race to hit, right? Always.
It is, yes.
Here's the
Absolutely.
pick 5 for Gulfstream. Race 5. Jared has 189, 234, 24, 5, single in at 5 there, 11. And then 3, 10, and 11 for $54 for 50 cents. Hopefully that one comes home a winner.
Yeah, be nice.
I hope they all come home winners. Today is the Irish Day, right? It's St. Pat's. So everybody should have luck. Yeah, if you bet the 1 or the 7, it should all be the same. Number 9, 6 furlongs, made in 52,000, Terry. 6 furlongs, as I mentioned before, they've run a ton of these races, 215 of them, 86 won by horses going wire to wire, 157 by horses that were first, second, or third at the quarter-mile marker. You have a strong inside 3 bias, even stronger rail bias, and absolutely the closer you are to the rail, the better off you're going to be. Fire away to close the show.
Yeah, I like number 2 as my first pick, Mr. Elvin. He's done well at Fairgrounds, and he's returning to a sprint, which might just be the ticket. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 4, Permanent Detention, has
That's what I had when I was in high school, Terry.
Yeah, I know you.
I'm kidding. So sorry to interrupt you, but when we graduated, right? So I was sitting, we were on our folding metal chairs outside, beautiful day in Pocono Mountain High School in Swiftwater, Pennsylvania, right off Route 611 and 940, home of the Cardinal. Anyway, so everybody's getting their diplomas, right?
Yeah.
And I opened mine up, right? So you're going to see in there, Pocono Mountain class in 1984, blah, 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 blah. I opened mine up and there's a handwritten note in there. You know what my handwritten note says?
No. What did it say?
It says, you still owe 84 hours of detention.
Oh, my gosh.
I had to go to Saturday detention that following day after graduating. They didn't make me do 84 hours, but they just wanted to inconvenience me one last time.
Yeah.
I had to go in, and I wasn't even going to go pick it up. But my mother was like, you're going to go get your damn diploma. Baba, I didn't go through 4 years of all this. So I had to go to Saturday detention after graduating in order to get my diploma.
Oh, my Lord.
The things you learn about people on this show, Terry. But anyway, why don't you go ahead and finish up?
Okay. Well, I liked number 4 as my second pick, Permanent Detention. Just missed winning his last race at the Fairgrounds and at today's distance. And then I like number 5, Just a Buster. Finished in the money in the last 3 races, running second in his last race and getting the highest last speed rating. Then my 4th pick is number 3, Graded Vision. First time starter, but the Dams got a winner from 1 starter and this horse has a good furlong workout. 48-4, breezing from the gate, 3rd best out of 36.
All right, so let's take a look at race number 9. This one might be on the quick side. Although there's not a true front runner in here with ones across the PPs, but 5, maybe 6 of the 9 horses, I think when they come out of the gates will be bunched up in a blob, probably within a length or so of each other on the lead. I'm going to take a little different tact in this race, Terry. You know that I always say when you have maidens that have experience versus maidens that don't have experience, you have to put the 2 into buckets, right? The first-time starters versus those with experience, and you have to pick out of those buckets. Looking at the list of first-time starters, looking at the list of the horses with experience, a lot of them have had a chance to win a race, right? They've run. It's not like they're making their second or third starts. A lot of them, it's like the 7th, 8th, 6th start. They've had chances to win, and they haven't shown a whole lot here. So I'm going to go with the other bucket. I'm going to put number 3 and number 7, the 2 first-time starters, Graded Vision and Custom Prayer, as my top selections. I think one of these 2 starters is going to run a really good race, and both of them have been working exceptionally fast, faster than most of the experienced horses getting ready. Of the experienced horses, number 2, Mr. Elvin, is moving back to 6 furlongs after trying a route. Horses usually been well bet. Maybe that cutback in distance is enough to help out. I'm not 100% sure. And then finally, number 5, Just the Buster. This horse has the top early pace and late pace combination in the field and is one that should be at or near peak fitness in its 3rd start off of the break. And with the last, so I want to thank Jared for complimenting my son. As I mentioned, I put that offer out there yesterday for anybody who's interested doing the their sheets for the NCAA tournament. My son put together quite a comprehensive Excel sheet with all sorts of calculations in it. I had to go back to and ask him like 10 times, what does this mean? What does this mean? But hopefully it plays out pretty well. We'll see you, Jared. Have a great day, and good luck, everybody, with those picks. Let's talk about, Terry, finally, our prime rib pick four is the end of the day. Okay. You're making a stand once again in race number 7.
Yeah, that's true. I am, basically. So I'm using in the first leg in the 6th race, I'm using the 1, 2, 4, 7, and 8. And actually, you haven't put up the prime rib. There we go. Yes, and in the second race, I'm using the 3 and the 6, which is my stand. Then in the next leg, I'm using the 2, 3, 4, 7. And then I'm going to try to spread a little bit again in the 9th race, which I feel is pretty wide open, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8.
Yeah, I was, trying to go through I read through all the races first to kind of get a sense of which horses I really like and which ones how deep I need to go in every race. Mm-hmm. And honestly, this is a race I would have rather have gone for a pick 4. I would rather have gone 4, 4, 4, and 4 if I could have, because I feel like every one of these last 4 races, there's quite a few possibilities to win. So I just stuck to our standard 4x3 by 4x4. I feel like in race number 7, the 6 and 3, where you went and made your stand, is the right race to kind of shorten up on a little bit. Mm-hmm. I just added a 7 in there that didn't afford me the luxury to go any deeper anywhere else. That is our prime rib pick 4. Terry spends his money, like always, fully. Me, I save a few bucks. And then just to kind of wrap up again, our hot dog pick 4s look like this in race 2, 3, 4, and 5. Both spent $18. I made a stand on the one horse. I think the horse will be under 1-to-1 odds, so hoping to hit a price behind it. And then finally, our box it up. As I mentioned yesterday, Terry hit a grand slam yesterday with a $65 horse on top. 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. And then finally, all of our picks here once again for Fairgrounds. And then I'll share real quickly Jared's picks again for Fairgrounds. I will put his Gulfstream Park picks, and I think he had Oaklawn picks in there too. I will put them over on horseracingtoday.net, so you can catch all Jared's picks over there as well. And Terry, that wraps up this week. Tomorrow, Tom and I will be back at 1 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be doing Australian racing again for Foreign Fridays. Again, tonight, we will be joined by Paula Bacon to talk about the late pick 4 at Tampa Bay Downs. We'll be sharing some time with her. She's a jockey's agent for Pablo Morales, been a jockey, been a trainer. She's done it all in the business. So if you have any questions about the business, she'll be able to answer them. Make sure you join us at 9:30. Finally, once again, if you're interested in winning a signed C.C. Perkinson hat, maybe she'll send along some red pants. We'll ask. But, all you need to do is go to your YouTube account, show that you're subscribed to Horse Racing Radar TV, send that screenshot over to Sean you'll see down there on the scroll at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Horse Race, the number 2 day. There you go, Terry. Anything else that you want to cover before we leave on this lucky St. Patrick's Day?
Well, how are we looking with the free picks at the GTS?
They hadn't posted one yet. But if you go over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet, you will find there's probably going to be a free track there today. I don't know which one it is yet. If you did play the Louisiana Down Parks picks yesterday, Terry, with the top 4 horses, and they only run 7 races there, so they don't run that. But top 4 horses paid potentially $2,504 in winnings. And 74% of our best bets yesterday finished in the money over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. And then in Louisiana Downs, in race number 3, we had a $759 superfecta using our top 4 picks.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So if you like what you hear and like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at Horse Race, the number 2 day. And then like us on Facebook at Horse Race, the number 2 day, and Instagram, go to at Horse Race, the number 2 day also.
And one reason why you want to sign up on Twitter too, Terry, is when we get to 1,000.
Yeah, we're going to get Sean up there with those flaming flaming. What kind of saws?
Flaming chainsaws, my friend.
Chainsaws, yeah, but they're going to be plastic. I hope they're not going to be.
Well, they won't be plastic because then they'll be melting on his hands.
Well, that's fine as long as it doesn't hurt him.
That's fine. Let it burn him.
He's going to be in a Speedo, I think. I can't wait to see that. So that's pretty cool.
The rest of the universe can, Terry. So John says he's gonna close down the Twitter account when we get to 999.
Oh, he could do that. Yeah, I guess he's got the power. So
Yes, indeed he
anyway.
does.
Well,
All right. So then you and I will be back on Saturday. I'm not sure what time yet to talk about some stakes races. Those are always very popular shows. Make sure you check that out. Once again, if you'd like to help support the show, we would greatly appreciate that. You can head on over to horseracingtoday.net, click on HRT gear. And if you want to wear a green shirt next year or for any other day, look at this nice number 12. You can get that, sport that out to the track. Not only will you be better looking, you'll be a better handicapper, Terry.
that's right.
And you'll support our show, which we greatly appreciate.
Yep.
All right, Terry, that wraps up this Thursday. You get off tomorrow. We'll see you again tonight. Again, 9:30 tonight Eastern. And then I'll see you again on Saturday. Until then, like the luck of the Irish, whether you're doing basketball for the NCAA, you're doing horse racing picks, or whatever it is you're doing today, Terry, we wish you nothing but luck on the day of the Irish and hope that every single thing that you do, your day, your picks, all of it, ends up in our great friend Jay Marco's
winner circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic Thursday, everybody. See you tonight.